My mother spent my entire childhood loving my sister louder than she ever loved me. And the saddest part is that everyone around us could see it except me. When you're a child, you don't immediately understand favoritism. You don't sit there thinking, my mother loves my sibling more. Instead, you convince yourself that maybe you just need to behave better. Maybe you need to become smarter, quieter, prettier, easier to love. So that's exactly what I spent most of my life trying to do. My name is Elizabeth, I'm 27 years old, and for most of my entire childhood, I believed something was wrong with me. My younger sister Lily was the kind of child people naturally adored. She was beautiful in an effortless way, charming without trying, emotional enough to make people protective of her instantly. Teachers loved her. Neighbors praised her constantly. Relatives brought her gifts during family gatherings while I stood nearby pretending not to notice the difference. But nobody loved Lily more than my mother did. If Lily cried, my mother instantly rushed to comfort her. If I cried, she told me to stop being dramatic. If Lily forgot to clean her room, it was cute. If I made the same mistake, I got yelled at for being irresponsible. At first I kept telling myself I was imagining things. But as we grew older, the difference became impossible to ignore. On my 15th birthday, my mother forgot completely. I spent the whole day pretending it didn't matter while watching her help Lily prepare for a school dance happening that same evening. She spent hours curling Lily's hair, complimenting her dress, taking pictures, and smiling proudly while I sat quietly in the living room waiting for someone to remember it was my birthday too. Nobody did. That night I locked myself inside the bathroom and cried silently because somehow forgetting my birthday hurt less than realizing I wasn't surprised by it anymore. Lily noticed eventually. I think that's what made it more complicated. Because unlike my mother, my sister never treated me badly intentionally. Sometimes she even defended me during arguments. But deep down, she enjoyed being chosen. And honestly, I probably would have too. As adults, things only became worse. Lily remained the center of my mother's universe while I slowly became the daughter she only called when she needed something. I helped with the bills, helped moving furniture, and helped solving problems. Meanwhile, Lily could do almost anything and receive endless love and forgiveness. Then came the moment that completely broke whatever hope I still had left. 3 years ago, I got engaged to a man named Daniel. For the first time in my life, I genuinely felt happy, safe and certain. Daniel was calm, patient, and kind in ways I wasn't used to. He listened whenever I talked about my childhood pain without making me feel dramatic or weak, and slowly, being loved by him started healing parts of me I didn't even realize were broken. When I introduced him to my family, my mother barely reacted. But Lily did. At first, everything seemed normal. She joked around with Daniel during family dinners, followed him on social media, and constantly talked about how perfect we looked together. Then slowly, strange things started happening. Sometimes I noticed them texting privately. Other times I caught uncomfortable tension between them that disappeared the second I walked into the room. Whenever I asked Lily about it, she laughed immediately and called me paranoid. And because I loved both of them, I ignored the uncomfortable feeling growing inside my chest. Until one night everything finally collapsed. I had gone to my mother's house unexpectedly after work because I wanted to surprise her with dinner. The house looked unusually quiet when I arrived. Then I heard voices upstairs. A man's voice. Daniel's voice. At first I smiled because I assumed everyone was simply hanging out together. But the second I opened Lily's bedroom door, my entire world shattered. Daniel and Lily were kissing. I still remember how my body physically froze before my mind could even process what I was seeing. Nobody noticed me immediately. For a few horrible seconds, I stood there staring at the two people I trusted most destroying my life right in front of me. Then Lily looked up and the expression on her face wasn't guilt. It was panic. Daniel started trying to explain immediately, but honestly, I couldn't hear anything anymore. My ears rang so loudly that the entire room felt distant and unreal. I remember backing away slowly before turning around and walking downstairs while both of them followed behind me desperately calling my name. And then somehow, unbelievably, things became even worse. My mother heard the commotion and discovered what happened, and she defended Lily. I can still hear her voice clearly even now. "It was a mistake," she said sharply. "You're overreacting." I stared at her in complete disbelief while tears rolled down my face. My fiancé had just betrayed me with my own sister. And somehow my mother still found a way to protect Lily first. Then she said the words that finally destroyed something inside me forever. "You know how emotional Lily is," she sighed. "You should try understanding the situation calmly." That was the moment I realized the painful truth. It didn't matter what Lily did. My mother would always choose her. Always. That night I left the house shaking so bad I could barely drive properly. Daniel called me hundreds of times afterward. Lily cried and begged for forgiveness. My mother accused me of tearing the family apart because I stopped talking to them. But honestly, something inside me had finally become exhausted. I wasn't angry, neither was I heartbroken, I was just tired. I was tired for begging for love that should have come naturally. Tired of competing with my sister for basic emotional support. Tired of feeling unwanted inside my own family. So for the first time in my life, I chose myself instead. I moved to another city 6 months later. I changed my number, started therapy, and slowly rebuilt my life piece by piece without any of them in it. And honestly, the silence felt peaceful. Painful sometimes, yes, and lonely too. But peaceful. Then last year, completely unexpectedly, Lily contacted me again. At first I ignored her messages, but eventually curiosity won. So we met at a small cafe near my apartment. The second I saw her, I realized life had changed her too. She looked older somehow. Sadness sat visibly behind her eyes. And for the first time in our entire lives, she didn't look like the confident sister everyone adored effortlessly. She looked human. That afternoon she admitted something I never expected to hear. After I left, Daniel eventually cheated on her too. Not once, but multiple times. And suddenly the same mother who always defended Lily became disappointed and cruel toward her for ruining her life. Lily started crying while apologizing repeatedly across the table. Then quietly, almost ashamed, she whispered, "I think Mom only loved being needed. And I needed her more than you did." For a long time, I stayed silent because strangely enough, hearing that didn't make me feel victorious. It made me feel sad, sad for both of us. Sad that our mother's favoritism damaged us in completely different ways. That day, before leaving the cafe, Lily suddenly reached across the table and held my hand gently. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "You deserve better than what we gave you." And honestly, for the first time in my life, I think someone finally understood how much I had been hurting all along.